Hello, replay crew. Thank you to those who circled back, who came later in the live. And thank you to all the new people. Appreciate each and every one of you. And of course, my in-house trolls are amazing. So I have some things to show. We're going to do a collab look today. So I'm just going to kind of hang out a little bit. Wait to see. Excuse me for shaking you. Wait for a few people to come in before I get started because I do have a tendency to backtrack a lot. Hey, Janet. Janet. You're the only entry again for the the lip stuff. So let me just grab it real quick just to make sure that you did want everything in here. I know, so I'm thinking for future, like just send stuff to you if you want it because don't give away what it is. So it was this gloss. I did not use it, but I put the name of it here because it's so hard to read on the bottom. This is from Fenty. And there are two black lip pencils. This one is Alien. This is the one that you would need to sharpen. This is Black Lips. It's retractable. Both are from NYX. Hey, Alexandria. And this is Current. This is from NYX. This is one that you sharpen. And there's a red one, retractable, from NYX. And then there's this color, which says Plum. This is also from NYX. And so all of these you do want, correct? So I think you did message me or something that said you would take both the black lip liners. And so a lip gloss and a bunch of lip liners. So this will be, when my YPP check comes this month, I'll send this out to you. And I have a box to send to Janessa. Yeah, this was a giveaway, Alexandria. And the only person that entered was Janet. And so, just like the previous giveaway. And so, yeah, so Janet's going to receive all of these, and all of them are brand new. It's just the funniest thing. But I am glad that it's going somewhere where it will actually be used. Because y'all know I just want stuff to be used. Hey, Locke, how are you? Hey, Janessa. I was watching a video I did that aired yesterday when I used the MAC Future Flames palette. And I used the Hourglass palette. And I'm like, I feel like just ditching it because already using that Blend Bunny palette you sent me. And I had a feeling that would happen if I opened the blush one. But I was looking at that video like, Hourglass ain't saying nothing. But then I said, you know what? No, let's just wait. Because I just opened it this last year. But it hasn't been a full year that I've been using it. But I was just like, yeah, that house has to go. I mean, Hourglass can go. But the thing is, though, is the Hourglass, because they're not very pigmented, opaque, whatever you want to say, they do serve a purpose for softer looks. But I was really just like, ew. I really was. I was just like, ooh. But yeah. Oh, I thank you for the hearts. I did put in, this is for Janet and Janessa, I did put in more black words, and not necessarily bad words, but just a lot of religious type stuff, gender type stuff, because those are the ones that I'm just like, we're not a religious channel, and also because me and Janessa collab quite a bit, so I put in, some words for that. So it should be pretty tame though. So, but we'll just see. Hey, Connor, how are you? Thank you. So, how did you? I announced it in a live stream and showed the prizes, and I had said what the rules would be and to circle back to enter. And Janet always circles back anyway to leave a comment to feed the beast. But yeah, in the previous giveaway, she was the only one that entered as well. I forget what those prices were. Thank you, like I appreciate that. Y'all, I forgot that we're doing a desert sunset theme look for collab on Instagram. Y'all know I'm gonna use that same palette, right? Because that was that cheek situation. Look at my beautiful freckles. I be forgetting. Oh my gosh. I got like a whole cluster over here. Um so I'm thinking of just painting the entire face as a sunset with that palette because that whole cheek situation was a sunset. Or just do one side regular and then just this side will be the sunset. And so that's what I'm thinking though. Side note, when I was thinking about that glitter stuff, not the glitters, the flakes, yo, I got shadow shields. So I'm gonna just keep one of these up here, and in this packet there are, I don't know, there's a lot. I think it might be like 60 in here, and there were 2 packs because it was 120. So when I use that palette, I'll just use these. That'll be a super, super, super easy fix for the flake monsters. I also received my Amazon order today, and so we're just going to open that really quick, and then we're going to get into this look. There's another collab coming up. Thank you for the hearts. Have more trouble coming up. We miss you. Janet, we're probably missing for you. Ah. Connor, how good is yours? And do you say yours is good, or does the person receiving say it's good? Because that's the thing. Because people be like, oh, yeah. And don't even be all that. But anyway, this is not that kind of channel. These came in a 2-pack. When I was saying I couldn't find my pencil sharpener, and this I had took out of my kit. This is the next one. So what I'm gonna do, this will just be a backup for here at my station, and one of these 2 will go in my kit, and one will, and actually let me. Oh, y'all! I tossed it and it rolled, and on top of the brush bag, it flipped up on top of the brush bag. These were not expensive at all. And Janet is a world traveler for work. She be all over the place. And what I liked about this one is it has 5 different ones. And I've never had anything where I've needed 5. Because I only use like these types. But you know what it was? One of the things that Janet won was, and you unfold this, well, open this, and so you have 5 different sizes. So these would be good for like that NYX pencil. That was one of the things that she had purchased. Well, one, excuse me. This is cracked. Right here, but that doesn't matter. Because they were this is very cheaply made. But yeah, so this will be here at my station. So I purchased some more gems. Hey Dawn, I found gems that were size. They were stored by size. And I don't know why I got red. I got a few. I'm trying to get it out the package. And of course they all come with a picker pen and tweezers. These are red ones. And so they're by size, and each size takes up 2. Yeah, so these 2 are one size, these 2, these 2, these 2, these, and then the teeny tiny ones, which they're actually not teeny. Yeah, these 2 right here, teeny tiny. And so I remember I was I wasn't quite frustrated, but I just wanted to get done because it felt like I was taking a long time with those gems. And I remember saying I'll try and find some that are just one size, and I did. And so, and all of these are inexpensive. The most expensive one I think was like $9.99. This is better. I'm better at sleeping at 2 a.m. I'm still up at 2 a.m. At 2 a.m. So this one. Yo, I got gems for a lifetime. I have gems for a lifetime. This one. Is there a loose gem in here? It comes with a picker pen, glue, and a sharpener. And for this one, this is a different kind of picker pen. because you do have to sharpen it at first to use it. It's very cute. And these are, make sure they close tight. So these are these colors. And so we have a whole bunch of colors. But these look like they're mixed though, like mixed size. Damn it. Why did I get this one? Yeah, these are different sizes. Ew, why did I get that one? I don't know why I got that one. We also have, that one might have been the $9.99 one. And then we have this one. These are by size. Okay. Yeah, the one I just showed you may go back. And I didn't open it either, so they can resell it. So this has the picker pin and the tweezers. And it has glue. And you can use lash glue for these too. So these are according to size. So the larger ones are on this end, and then they get smaller as you come this way. Excuse me for the glare. Here we go. And I was okay with getting as many as I got because I'm going to be using them. You know what I mean? I feel like I kind of have a good grasp of them to do, like to use for other people, or to use on other people. And they're not reusable. I remember that I had mentioned that, and Janice said she didn't think so, and they're not because they just come off. When you take them off, they're just like, girl, just throw me in the garbage. Hey, Charlene. This one, I looked to see, y'all, half of these, like 3 of these are empty because they're inside the thing. And so I did check to see how much this cost, because I'm like, if this was $10, I will send it back. But this one was, I want to say $6. So you have your tweezers and a picker pin. I don't know if I'm gonna open this. I don't, because you see the gems down here at the bottom? They fell out of these 3. But and I was looking at them to see like, okay, do I want to send it back? Those are the tinier ones. And these are also according to size, where the larger ones, these 2 are the same, these 2 are the same, these 2 are the same. And then this one, and these are the teeny tinies. And so these are like toward the teeny tinies. And so I was thinking, you know what, for $5, $6, I will still keep it. But I'm not going to open it now because I'm just afraid, well, concerned that the ones that are in this container will end up everywhere. But it was $5, $5.99, $6. So I'll keep them and I'll just use them. So let's get started with this look. I am thinking to just do my whole face as a sunset. Excuse me, hurt in my throat. Let me do the intro for people who, do I want to do my brows, who are new, who may pop in later or watch the replay. Hello again and welcome. My name is Dion. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. The crazy, knowing it's okay to be your authentic self in a world where people will tell you who and how you should be. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like I was thinking if I want to do something else on my brows. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain tool, a certain technique, or a certain brand because that's what they're telling you in the video you're watching. I'm here to tell you. Use whatever you want to, however you want to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. Here, we believe in self-acceptance and self-love, embracing your natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never feeling like you have to. Listen, love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. So that's what the Crazy Troll Nation stands for. Every now and then somebody will be like, why do you call it that? And so that's why I keep saying in the intro, because for a while I didn't, because I felt it was redundant, but then I started getting questions. So I said, you know what? Let me just say it. 2 things about me for the new people who may come in later. Sometimes I curse because sometimes I curse. And Thank you. I don't know if I'm quite ebony, but but I accept it. Thank you. Um, Sometimes I curse because sometimes I curse, and there's an organism named Bruce that lives in my throat that likes to randomly hiccup, gurgle, and belch. I try to be aware of him to say excuse me because even for a troll, like that's just bad behavior. Um, I did have my breakfast today. I did already down 40 ounces of water. I start clocking my water after like 2 a.m. And so between 2 a.m. and bedtime, I downed 40. So actually today, I downed 80 already. And my bladder is, well, my system is well hydrated. We'll say that. And if you have a question about if you're hydrated and I see what your urine looks like and if there's a strong smell. Ugh. So I'll just leave that there. Because if you know, you know. I mean, if it's looking really yellow and smells strong, you are dehydrated. But anyway, this is not a medical channel. But yeah, I am like extremely well hydrated. Thank you, Charlene. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you for being here. Like, I really do. It's always good. I always feel good. And I'm always excited when I see my regular trolls. You know what I mean? New people, yes. I love y'all too. But it's like, yeah, my peoples is here. You know what I mean? And so it's always good to see you. It really is. Y'all know what? My boo thing ain't come in last night. I remember one time he was missing, not missing, but he wasn't here for like 3 lives. And I'm like, wait a minute. My boo thing. I think he might be cheating on me. I am delirious. Oh my goodness. I know life happens, y'all. Oh my gosh. Y'all, I'm trying to catch up on. I'm conflicted. I want to catch up on because some people post more than I post, and I have something to go up every day. And I love chat. Oh, I look at you as my family. We are family. If you hear, we family, and it does really feel like that. Like for me, because we chat. We get to know little bit about each other, and we support and encourage each other too. I remember a while ago, Sylvia, she wasn't well. I don't know if it was a surgery or something. I forget what it was, and she shared it in the chat. And so I said, "Well, I am a person of faith, whatever kind of faith, you determine. But I do believe in prayer. You know what I mean? And I consider myself spiritual more so than religious. And so I said I would pray for her, if that's okay. Because some people, they're just like, don't pray for me. Like, I don't believe in any of that. And she was like, oh, I appreciate that. And then like 3 or 4 other trolls was like, oh, I'll pray for you too. I'll pray for you too. Sending you good vibes and da 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 da. And I was like, oh. And then like that next week in a live, like a handful of the trolls was like, are you doing better, Sylvia? How are you doing? They were really checking up on her. And I really feel good about that because like we are a community here. And sometimes Janessa will say in her lives, Dion, created this nice community. I'm like, no, I'm just one person. All of y'all made this a community. You know what I mean? And I do really appreciate that. And every now and then, Tony used to be more of a regular, but when she does pop in now, they're like, "Hey, Tony, how you been?" And it's just a good feeling because it is social media, right? So we don't know each other in person, but it can feel that way. Like parasocial relationships is a thing, and I just really enjoy like being here. And times when I come on just to talk about whatever, sometimes it feels good just to process. Okay, my brows are not quite getting along today. Um, and this side has the natural arch and it's always higher because I do just tend to follow where it would be. So it's looking like I'm raising the eyebrow, but I'm not. It need to be down here. But we're gonna leave it. All right. I did put on eye cream already. I agree, Michelle. This There is a channel that stopped lives, and I missed a couple of regulars that were there. Yeah, because we get used to seeing, the same people or certain people. Why am I sitting here like I don't know what I'm doing? I don't know what's happening, y'all. My brain just locked up. Like, what's happening? But, oh my gosh, y'all. I made a purchase. And I'm like, girl, it's going to be sitting on the shelf. It it wasn't, I don't want to admit that it was an impulse purchase because I did think about it, but I know I don't need it right now. And I actually feel a little ashamed, and that's why I'm hesitating. One pump of the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. Can any of y'all guess what I purchased? Y'all, this is like down to, look at that line. It's like right here. Y'all see that? This is down to here. Look at that. Y'all see this space down here? Can y'all guess what I purchased? And I feel ashamed because I know I don't need it now. It's not limited edition. I don't have any brushes out. What did we use the other day? Because all of these are purplish. And I knew it when I washed them that I didn't get all the color out. Yeah, I am seriously hesitating. Like, yeah, these are purplish. What did we use? It must have been for a collab look. When we use different colors, paints or whatever. So can y'all guess what I purchased? And I am ashamed. I am ashamed because I did not need them. They were not limited edition. Any takers? I didn't blend out my concealer. Boy. Yeah, can y'all guess what I purchased? And I do feel embarrassed because I don't need them right now. They're not limited edition. Yes, Janet, they are not limited edition. They ain't going nowhere. I did use a code though. So I am. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Hi, Tiara. Tiara Duncan, how are you this evening or this morning or this afternoon, depending on where you are in the world? I'm on the East Coast in the United States, so it is right now at about 8:25 p.m. We have viewers from all around the world. So that's why I say day, afternoon, evening, night, because we're in different time zones and in different countries. So how are you doing? That's what I need to start saying instead of how are you doing today? Well, it is still today. Well, tonight. Well, it might not be nighttime. See, this is what happens. I get all thrown off. Fashion Fair powder. You're drawing a blank. And if I say it, you're going to be like, you're going to be thinking like, I did text Janessa and said, why do I have blah, 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 blah. I think I said like the dollar amount, like what was in the cart. Y'all, this powder, are you almost done? I think this is like halfway done. And she's like, well, it's okay to keep stuff in the cart, y'all. So I know Janessa knows what it is. And I am, yeah, I'm embarrassed. Because it's not even going to get used anytime soon. So it's just like, why? How you doing? I was helping my husband. Our TV fell off the dresser. What? I had somebody say to me, how can I say this? How can I say this? When it's time to get down to business, business, you know what you're going in the room for, right? You know what you're going in the room for. So why did this person say, why you don't have a TV in here? Number one, that ain't what we went in there for. So I'm just like, hey, Tanya. I said the bedroom is for that or reading to fall asleep or to sleep. I'm like, the bedroom ain't for that. I did have a TV in my bedroom as a teenager, and so did my sister, and then of course my mom, and then there was a TV downstairs in the living room. Well, actually the family room. But like as an adult, I've never had a TV in my bedroom, and I'm glad I don't, because there are times when I deal with low-level depression. Usually, sometimes it amps up a little bit, and there's times when I'm like, if it was a TV in my bedroom, I would not get out of bed. I would not get out of bed. I would just lay in bed all day. So it serves that purpose too, but that's not the reason I don't, because I'm just like, I'm going to my bedroom, I'm going to sleep or to get busy or to read the book to get sleepy. But is I'm guessing the TV broke. You got your ticket to see the new, I didn't even know there was a Michael Jackson movie. I didn't even know. Charlize is facts. And the thing is you know what we going in. Why are you asking about why you don't? Because trust me, we don't be going in there like, huh, well, what are we going to do? How was your day today? Nah. No, we know what we here for. Janessa said something about that before, in one of her lives. Like, people just be asking questions. And it's like, look, act like you want it. You know what I'm saying? Don't be. I'm tripping. I'm still stalling. So yeah, no TV in the bedroom. Right. As an adult, I've never had a TV in my bedroom. Never as an adult. You voted in there and get away from my keyboard, but listen, oh, this iPad. Ooh, that'll be fun. Barren cold landscape. No, Justin, not a cold barren landscape. No. No. Okay, so am I going to do my whole face as a sunset? Because that whole situation yesterday was a sunset. Y'all, this right here, Janessa is so thoughtful, because even when I was saying how, like, she made a complete palette, contour, bronzer, blush, highlighters, all that, and she did say that she was, she wanted me to have a little bit of everything. And Janessa is just really thoughtful, y'all, because number one, when she showed all three of the palettes, because of the work that she does, she can use and would use all of the palettes, but she still wanted me to try, because she loves Blend Bunny. And she did say she sent more of the golden undertone ones to me because of my complexion and my undertone. But still, though, like, she really could get away with using all of these. And even just the thought that she wanted me to have a little bit of everything, like, that is just really thoughtful. And y'all see, this is very cohesive. And I do think we used everything, because when I was watching it back, and I'm still watching it, I do believe we did use that shade too, and I was saying yesterday we didn't. But this is very well thought out. And I was thinking about that, like, I've known Janessa, I've known for a long time now that she is a very thoughtful person. But this is like, just putting time and thought into it. Like, oh, I'm not going to use this one, give this to her. I'm not going to use that, give this to her. I'm not going to use that, give this to her. Like, no, she really was thinking about things, and so I really do appreciate that. I have a TV in my bedroom, but I don't watch it. I haven't watched actual TV in years. I had in there for my niece to keep her occupied. Okay. So, desert sunset is the theme. So I could do all of this, or just do half. Like, I'm not sure. All right, so let's just take out some brushes. The same ones we use. These are clean, because I know I wash in between. 2 of these, and I think we ended up using 3 of the ones I used for blushes. And did we use the highlighter one? No, because we used the did we use? I don't know. We did use 4 of these. So we have 4 of those, 2 of these for the contour. I'm so glad you like it. I know you only like to have makeup that you use, so I wanted to give you shades that I thought you would enjoy using. And I do. And that thing I told you, Janessa, I purchased. And I do actually feel ashamed, y'all, because it's not limited edition. It's not going anywhere, and it won't be used anytime soon. So since nobody has guessed it, I really feel ashamed. I ordered the 3 Blend Bunny sculpt palettes. I ordered all 3 of them. The light, the fair light, and then the medium tan, and then the deep dark. They're not going to get used anytime soon, y'all. They're not limited edition. Why'd I do that? And I had the nerve to get 4 of their lippies, like the lip glosses and the lip glaze. And y'all know 2 of the items are black. There's a black lip glaze and a black lip oil, but it looks like it has color to it. We'll see. Yeah, but I got 4 lippies and I did, Tanya. And I just punched in the code just to see, because this person does have a lot of codes, and it was actually a code, so I did. Yeah, I am ashamed, actually, like, for real, I am, because it's not going to get used anytime soon. So it'll be over there with the blush and the luster palette. She be influencing and having tried it. I was, y'all, okay, let me just get started. Yeah, so, and you saw the cheek situation yesterday, Tanya. I was just like, that is, and I know people overuse this word obsessed, but I am fucking obsessed. Oh my God. Yeah, I did it, y'all. I did. So since these will be for the other side paid for that. And the lippies are for me, so my beauty budget is paying for that. All right, so am I going to do the whole... Is that going to look right? Yeah, let's just do it. Because I'm thinking... All right, let's just do it. So we're taking this shade. Y'all, this shade... How come yesterday? When you feel a good product, it's instant love and obsession. So the next great thing. And that's what had me today when I was watching my video that aired today. And I used that Hourglass palette. I'm like, shit, that can be the clutter. Because I'm like, them colors ain't saying nothing against these Blend Bunny. Oh my gosh. And y'all know I don't always chase the next best thing. You know what I'm saying? And so I was just, this is casting a shadow. Let me move you back there. And y'all know I don't be chasing like the next best thing. And y'all know I don't even try a lot of new things. But thanks to sneaky ass, now I know. This doesn't seem... It may be because I put it in this space yesterday. This is a beautiful color, and this is perfect for contouring because it is cool tone where you came across those lip oils and get... I sure did. And I was holding on to them chapsticks for a while, Tanya, and after a while I'm like, why are they still here? Like, I'm not using them. I don't have a desire to use them. And that's what I was thinking too with their lip oils. The lip glaze, I'm hoping they're not sticky because I know I don't like sticky stuff. But I did get the lip glass in Ruby Woo, and the lip glasses are sticky. The lip glass air, those are the ones that's not sticky. I'm sure their profit margin I was just like, oh my gosh. And so, but I haven't had the hourglass open for a year yet. And so I'm gonna still use my hold on to them for at least a year. They do serve a purpose. Like that would be good for um if I was using like the glam palette from Natasha Denona just because of the color of it, you know what I mean? Keep everything tame. So it does serve a purpose. But for me, I was just like, mm. For me, like the way I like my makeup, I'm like, that palette can go. That hourglass can go. What the hell is happening? Now we're gonna take this darker one. Um, oh, y'all, these shades. We're gonna put that one up here. So what am I gonna do with my lips though? Yes, it looks like we're doing our face as the desert sunset. We are gonna make sure we blend this. Oh, oh, oh. Looking over here doesn't look that dark, and I looked here, I was like, oh, and oh. But they do blend out like really nice. Oh man, it's nice. Yeah, and I put them in the cart because I wanted to see like what the price was going to be, and then I left it in there for a little bit, and then yeah, push the button. It'll be here in a few days. We need to put some more of that gray down here. Yeah, yo, I was like, why? And we're gonna put some gray down here where my partial double chin is. Y'all, times is hard. Times is hard. I splurged on Papa John's. One of their deals is you get two things for $6.99 each, and so one was a medium pizza, and you can choose. And I love their garlic parmesan boneless wings, and so I got those. So it was like $16, and pay for delivery, of course. And I always do tip the drivers, and I'm sure they get some of the delivery fee. But y'all, well, the person was texting me. She was like, I can't find your building. Da, 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 da. Y'all, why? When she got here and she's coming up the steps, she had an oxygen tank on her back and an oxygen mask on her face. And I was like, damn. One, I'm on the third floor. And number two, you want oxygen. I know it gives you energy and stuff like that, but I'm like, she should be home resting. And it was 49 degrees last night. It was cold. And I'm like, damn, times is hard. You got an oxygen tank on your back. And it was a small one, like a little backpack, because it was just, in the case thing. And she had the mask on and she's coming up the steps. And I'm like, and when I saw her, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, times is hard. You out here door dashing with an oxygen mask. I was like, damn. Times is hard. Hey, Grace. I had to text a friend of mine about that because I was just like, that kind of fucked up my head a little bit. Like, you should be home chilling, not out here in this cold. No, I think it was 39, not 49. Was it 49? I don't know because I don't even know what year it is. Is this content? But I was just like, oh my gosh, times is hard. And I ain't gonna lie, I thought about getting a little part-time something. But then I was reminded that I retired myself early from working because it was becoming harder and harder on my body. So I'm just like, I can do little stuff here and there, but as far as being committed to being somewhere and to doing a certain thing, like I'm not equipped to do that. My body is not equipped to do that. But when I saw her, I was just like, fuck, which one had the gray on it? I'm doing this on my hand to see which one had the gray. I think that one had the gray. Yeah, this one had the gray. But yeah, I was just like, damn. Do you think she used? No, because I could hear her coming. No, like she was really And I've known other people that had oxygen tanks. Like it's just a certain way that they breathe, and then the tank might be clicking or whatever. No, I don't think so. And you can't just go buy an oxygen tank. They have to be prescribed by your doctor. You know what I'm saying? Um, and also, I use my bank card. I seldom carry cash, and so even if I want to give somebody cash, I don't have it to give. So I don't think she's using it for that. And the way she was walking, she did look like she had some issues. So I was just like, fuck, times is hard. It's looking like a patch. Yeah, y'all, but I was just like, damn. But when you look at the sunset, I love how it blends out because it's blending out into like a light reddish tone. And we didn't even get up there yet. Yeah, so I have thought of it, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm like, I cannot be committed to like a range of time, and to do certain things within that time frame. Because that last job I did have, it was becoming harder and harder, and I was just like, so it came down to, okay, let me crunch these numbers and see if I could make this work, because my body was just not having it. It got harder and harder for me to do what I needed to do. Um, and so I did the numbers. Oh, you were kidding. What did you say? Do you think she? Oh, about the thing. And I think a lot of us do that because it's like, okay, we get pissed off, we get sad, we get frustrated, and so we just do what we can to maintain our sanity. Because sometimes I laugh at stuff that ain't funny too, and it's like it's either what do they say, a laugh or cry situation, and I get so tired of crying that I'll just like make a joke. You know what I mean? Your youngest has an oxygen was on oxygen when we brought him home from the NICU. I had to give him his steroid treatments twice. Yup, it ain't no joke. Now we're gonna take this shade. I'm gonna switch to this brush. Um, yeah, y'all look. Mm, mm, mm. And I love how they blend out because it blends out into like a lighter version, and it looks really pretty. I think anyway. I'm just hoping that it doesn't come across as muddy like in the pictures. And I remember saying like, yeah, this could be the look. This could be the sunset look. And I'm like, it is gonna be the sunset look. I just had to remember to go straight across and not keep following my cheek. That's what I'm trying to. Well, that's what I reminded myself to do. Yeah, it was getting harder and harder, um, and my body was not having it. And I'm just like, and one of my coworkers, I feel like I was like venting every other day because I'm just like, my body, I'm like I'm struggling. And my office was on the third floor. Each week we had group, and so I would have to go out, go shopping, get the food, set everything up, and put out the chairs and do this and do that. So it was a very physical job. And if somebody went away to treatment, I would have to take them to Greyhound, and it was a van, and the seats was uncomfortable. Like y'all, it was just a struggle. Um, and I had to visit residential treatment places, and some were like 3-4 hours away. And so sitting in the car for that long, I was just like, and so it was in December 2014, 2013, 2024, 2025. I believe it was December 2013. When they like one day, and y'all, they crazy. They not crazy. They knew what they were doing. They were being sneaky. Because one day they had a meeting and they were like, oh, we're closing down this program and that program effective 2 weeks from now. And I'm like, y'all knew this months ago that y'all were going to, get rid of these programs. And one of them was a program that I directed. So that means if they don't away with the program, that means I don't have a job. And so they said, can you be done in 2 weeks? And I said, I'll make sure I'm done in 2 weeks. And so this one dude, he said he would like to go away to treatment. And so when he came in for his next appointment with me, I asked him when would he be ready to go, because you got to, for some people you got to prepare, because cold turkey is hard, and they're just like, okay, wait, let me just kind of wean off a little bit and then I'll go. He said he would be ready to go in like 2 weeks. I said, let me tell you something. I said, they're eliminating this program. I won't be here in 2 weeks. And so I said, if you want to go, um, you want to, do what you need to do and let me know by this Friday so I can get your ticket and take you to Greyhound on, Monday or Tuesday. And so he said, Amanda posted a video on YouTube earlier today. You would probably love the lip products. Did you guys see the new releases coming from Unearthly? Nope. But now we're going to take this shade. And so he said, that he would tell his mom to just lock him in the basement. And it was a room down there, so it wasn't just like, a dark cellar. He said he would tell his mom, like, not to let him out of the basement, to lock the door and not let him out. And just make sure, like, he had enough food for, like, the weekend. And so he said that's what he was going to do. And y'all know where he did it. Because he came in, like, later that week. And he was like, I'm ready to go. He said, I'm going to go back in the basement. And, so I took him to the Greyhound. And so I don't know what happened to him. Unfortunately, they say for treatment, it usually takes 3 to 4 times, meaning they'll go to treatment, leave treatment, or finish treatment, come back, and then relapse, at least 2 or 3 times before it sticks. And so that's the unfortunate thing, because I'm like, I'm not going to be here, when he comes back if he didn't complete the program. We're now going to, did we use this one already? But yeah, he was like, okay, I'm going to just do what I got to do. I'm going to just go cold turkey and tell my mom, don't let me out the basement. We're going to put a little bit of this also down here, just to add a little more color, but that's not enough color. Are we looking like a sunset? Let me take this shade. Justin, who was in it? Oh, one of my clients, I was directing an addictions program, and he wanted to go away for treatment, but he said he would be ready in 2 weeks. And I said, in 2 weeks, I won't be here, because they were eliminating the program that I was directing. And so I told him if he wanted to go to treatment, he would have to be ready to leave that next week. And so he said that he would just stay in the basement until his mom locked the door so he can't get out the basement. Because he really wanted to go to treatment. I'm like, I won't be here in 2 weeks. I said, this entire program is going to be gone. And so, yeah. So he came in on that Monday. I put him on a Greyhound bus to go to treatment. And I don't know what happened to him, because then the program is over like that next 2 weeks from then. But, yeah, but he was serious. He was like, I want to go and I need to go. Like, well, then you need to let me know by Friday so I know whether to get your ticket. And so, and it was in December. It was like, okay, I'm going to take some of, I know what I'm going to do. This palette. Not him. What am I saying? So it was like the 11th of December. I know it was before my born day, which is the 15th. So I'm like, oh, happy birthday to me. You're going to be out of work in 2 weeks. And so, hey, Paulette. And so I said, you know what? The holidays are coming. And I don't celebrate my family. We just use holidays as family get-together time, because that's when those who work, they're usually off during that time. And so I said, I'm going to just take the holidays, just chill out. And next year, I look for work. Y'all, I looked up, it was April. Mind you, they eliminated my program in December. I'm like, I'll just do the holidays, just kind of chill, enjoy my family. I looked up, it was April. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I said, if I didn't work in 4 months and everything is still paid, that's when I'm like, let me sit down and look at these numbers. Let me crunch these numbers and see, like, can I do this, like, permanently, right? And so I crunched the numbers, made some lifestyle changes. I didn't go back to work. So me retiring myself was thanks to them for eliminating the program I directed. Because I really do think, and I do believe things happen for a reason. And I do think that was the universe telling me, like, yeah, you need to just chill out and live your best life now. Because joint pain, fibromyalgia, it doesn't get better as you get older. And so I really believe that happened for me to really analyze, like, what's more important. Like, yes, having more money is nice, but also the more we have, the more we spend. You know what I'm saying? So I do feel like that happened for me just to get a grip and to think about what's more important to me, having extra income or having a better, what's the word? A better, whatever the word is for life, as far as my health. And I chose my health. And so the last time I worked was December 2013. Yeah, I looked up, it was April. I'm like, wait a minute, when that happened? If I could, like, manage for 4 months, let me look at these numbers. Quality of life, yes, Paulette, exactly. Yeah, so what's more important to me? Having extra disposable income to keep buying more stuff that I don't need, or do I want to live my best life now and have a better quality of life? And I chose me. And I don't regret it. I did have to make some lifestyle changes. There were some struggles. But yeah, I didn't go back. And so that's how we're here. I want to take Hourglass number 3 brush. I'm looking at these colors. Thinking this one. Yeah, so like, what's more important? And so that's the kind of stuff I think about. Like last night when, I saw her come up the steps, I'm like, damn, like, you should be home chilling. And you out here driving around, door dashing. I was like, times is hard indeed. You didn't take your SSI, did you? No, they said I didn't qualify. Because it's based on your finances, and because my VA disability, they were like, you don't need it. I'm like, yeah, I don't, but I want it. I mean, it would make things a little bit easier, but it's based on income, especially because I was what am I now? I'm 56 now. That was 2014. We'll say 2015, because you have to have not worked for 12 consecutive months in order to even be eligible to apply for Social Security. So whatever age I was, I'm 56 now. So somebody do the math for me, because y'all know me, 3 times 3 sometimes equals 6. So 2026 minus 2014 or 2015, that's how old I was. And, they were like, well, you're too young, you don't need it yet, blah, blah, blah. And once you get a certain age, you automatically just qualify to get it. And I'm not at that age yet. So maybe when I'm 62, I'll try again. I don't know. And it's not even a whole lot. But again, because everything's going up, like, it would still help. You know what I mean? We're going to take another Hourglass, number 3. And we're going to take this shade. And we're going to put this one up here. So we're also doing Sunset with the eyes. Yeah, so I was denied Social Security. So I've been just living off my VA disability. Yeah. I did not appeal that, but I did appeal SSDI. Especially after they increased my disability. The VA increased my disability to 100% PNT, which is permanent. Um, what is it? Permanent and something. Um, but yeah, so they denied that, and I appealed it. They denied the appeal, and I did it on my own. So somebody was saying where you need to go. They were like, go with Bender and Bender, 'cause that's what I use, and they got approved. Da, 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 da. So I waited like a year, and I went through Bender and Bender. They denied me for SSDI again. I went to appeal it. They denied the appeal, and I'm just like, what the hell? Because people think if you're a PNT from the military, like you automatically qualify for SSDI, and you don't. And so that was like a whole learning experience for me. And the SSDI would be twice as much as just regular Social Security. And so then I waited like 2 years, and then I went to like a SSDI lawyer, and it was denied. And I asked, was he going to appeal? So they bumped up my case to one of like the main attorneys, one of the ones whose name was like on the sign. And, you know, he called me and he said that he wasn't going to do an appeal. And if I wanted to come in, he would explain it to me, like why. And so I said, okay. So I went in, and how he explained it was, and it made sense. He said, I did go through all of your medical records, da 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 da. And he said, there's nowhere in any of your files that a doctor said that you are unable to work. He said, so even though they rated you 100% PNT, permanently and totally. So I'm 100% permanently and totally disabled, according to the VA. No doctor ever said I cannot work. And that made sense to me, because that's what it comes down to, is what does the doctor say? And none has ever said that. So, and it made sense, and I am glad that he explained it to me, because I was just like, they say I'm 100%, and I feel it. I feel like I'm 100%, like for real. We're going to take a shiny shade and put that brush away. And so I just let it go after that. Or could that just be, and it takes 1.5 years after denial to get it. And that with a lawyer, and they typically want some sort of physical, some psych issue. I will say this, Tanya. There are people who fake it. They don't wash for days. They don't shave. If it's a dude, he won't shave for days. And he'll go in just looking raggedy, smelly, and this and that. And they'll be like, okay, yeah, he has some mental health, whatever. He can't even take care of himself. There's a lot of people who are on SSDI and they faked it to get there. And it pisses me off, because I'm like, I'm really disabled? Like, what the fuck? But, I'm going to take this shade. And I've had people laugh at me that they got it and I didn't, but they faked it. I don't live like that, where I'm gonna just try to get over. I do believe what you put out there in the universe, it comes back to you. I do firmly believe that. So I'm like, I'm not going to try and get over. Like if they say I don't qualify, I don't. And the bottom line is, am I going to stress out over having more money when I am managing? So it's not something like I really need this. It would just be nice. And so that's what I tell myself, and that is really how I feel about it. But I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I am disabled. Like, what do you mean? But yeah, he was right. No doctor at the VA ever said I could not work. What am I going to do with the forehead? And so I do understand it. Do I like it? No, but I do understand it. And I did ask a doctor to, like, look at my records and write something up. And he said he would, look at it as he had spare time to look at it. And he said that it wasn't his job to determine if I could or could not work. And I was like, wait a minute. And then I said, you know what, he's right. Because a lot of people who do get it, even if they fake it, they go to private doctors. And, you get what you pay for. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, I'm maintaining. I'm definitely eating. My rent is $1,440 a month now, and that's getting paid. Like, so everything is cool. And so I'm just like, okay, that's just what it is. And so I'm not upset or anything. But yeah, if I could afford a private doctor, I probably would go and be like, can you? They would send them to a counselor for a couple months to strengthen their pelvic. Yeah. And so people do be getting over. And I'm just like, that to me is fucked up because like I'm really broken and busted. You know what I mean? And it's people who are not. And they're getting it. I know somebody who planned on retiring in like a year. This was years and years and years and years ago. And she had hurt her leg or something at work. And so her doctor told her don't work for 6 weeks. And so she said she was sitting home thinking like, okay, the doctor said, don't work for 6 weeks. I can't work for 6 weeks because I got injured at work and I was going to retire in like 6 or 7 months. She went ahead and put in for SSDI and retired, and she got SSDI because the doctor said she couldn't work for 6 weeks. And I'm like, but to me, I was kind of like, what the fuck? Because there was a time limit, right? You cannot work for 6 weeks. Hey, Cindy. And they approved her SSDI off of that. I'm like, that's a temporary situation. My shit is permanent. And so I was feeling some kind of way about that. Like, yeah, Charlene. And she was laughing like, yeah, I got it. And you've been trying all these years and you didn't. I'm like, that ain't funny. Couldn't work for 6 weeks. She got approved because the doctor said she couldn't work for 6 weeks. I'm like, that's fucked up. I'm looking in this palette trying to figure what to put like right here. It is, Charlene. And I'm just like, fucking kidding me? But it was a private doctor also. Yeah. Because the doctor said she can't work. And the thing I was thinking about too is it what the doctors say or is it what your medical records say? I got injured in June 2000. And so even applying in 2015, that's 15 years of medical records of my injuries and how it affects my life and, limitations and all of that. But then you go in 6 weeks, can't work. I'm trying to figure out like what color I want to put there. Do I want to put, we're going to go back to the scope palette. Yep. And I was just like, she was like, oh, I got it. And you did. And I'm like, that shit ain't funny. Because I'm really broken. Like that shit ain't funny. And even when you become of age to get regular Social Security, whatever your SSDI is, it stays the same. Like they do not shrink that back. And so even when she became of age to retire, she said she was scared to open the letter because they had sent her a letter. She said, I was scared to open the letter because I thought it was going to be reduced to regular SSI. Nope. You get SSDI unless there's a major shift in the system, which in this administration, who the hell knows? Yeah, so she still gets, yeah. I'm gonna go back with this shade. But I said, you know what? I'm doing okay though. Like I'm managing. Like nothing is like, oh my God, how am I going to pay my bills? Oh my God, how am I going to pay my rent? Oh my God, I need gas. I do need to go get an oil change. And I did pay for, actually they put it in for free. Free oil changes for the life of my vehicle. So I just need to just schedule it and go in. Like I don't even have to pay for that. And so, but yeah, that was crazy. And then for her to throw it in my face and be laughing about it. Bitch, get out of my face. But anyway. How you doing, Cindy? Yeah, I was just like, that is not funny. But then, you go to a private doctor, they do that. And so that's what happens. You could fake crazy. And even though I do deal with depression, it's usually not debilitating. Like something will happen and I might be down for a day and then I make a choice like, look, let me get up and do something. But I do also know some people who aren't able to do that. And I do know people, they will disappear for a week and a half. And then they'll come back and be like, oh yeah, I had spiraled and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, damn. So there are some people where it really does affect their day-to-day life. I just refuse to just not do nothing. And I live alone. So like if I don't fix food, I ain't gonna eat. If I don't keep a water bottle next to my bed, I'm not gonna have water. And so it kind of forces me to somewhat take care of myself, you know what I mean? But I want to put, we're going to put this in our brows only because it's a multi-chrome. I'm trying to think of what to do with the forehead. I think I want to put like a color here and then do something. I don't know, y'all let me know. I don't quite think this is sunsetty because I think this is just looking muddy. So what we're going to do, we're going to take another one of these brushes. No. Oh, I need a whole different brush. We used all 4 of these. I'm going to take this brush. I'm going to take this brush. That liner, yeah, and that's from Makeup Forever. We're going to, excuse me, we're going to take this shade. Is this brush too fluffy for this? Because this is looking, I think it's looking, excuse me, a little muddy. So I'm putting this here just to brighten it up a little bit, but I think I want to still put something else on top of this. So we put this first and then this one, that might be what it is. So maybe I will put a little bit of this down there, which I did, but it didn't, this is gonna be my sunset look. I think that did help. Okay, what brush was that? I don't know. Better than this one. Have you ever tried bronzer on your forehead? When I do use, well, I usually use bronzer and contour interchangeably, and I do put it on my forehead. I do that. Oh, when I had said that, I meant like, and I know I didn't finish my sentence. Putting like gems or something up here, or something sparkly or something. But I am going to put a color up there. I just don't know what yet. Let's do this one and see what that looks like up there. Your cheeks are very tanned. This is definitely sunsetty. This is just looking a little muddy to me. We can say that that's the sand. If y'all saw the thumbnail, that's kind of what we were going for. That's kind of what we were going for. And so I could have did a tan here for like the desert sand. So this is that. That's this shade. I don't want to put a dark shade up there because sunsets is usually lighter at the top, and then as you go down, there's a gradient. And that's why I'm thinking too, if I want to put like a few gems up there, like for the stars. That is not showed up. And that is okay, but it does look really bare. We're going to, I don't even know what brush was what. I'm holding up the brushes to the product to see if that's what it was. We're going to take this shade again. And we're going to put this here. We put it here. You can clearly see it here. But why? Maybe because I put that shiny shade there. So thank you y'all for listening to my life stories. Yeah, so I understood what the lawyer said about why he wasn't going to appeal again, and I understand what my doctor was saying. And it really is usually private doctors that, you know, will kind of push stuff through. And it is true that no doctor at the VA has ever said, yes, she can't work. And I just find that it's unfortunate that it depends on like one person saying that when you have all these years of records of how busted up I am. Degenerative joint disease, snapping hip syndrome, blah, 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 blah. Like you can see that, but that doesn't matter because the doctor didn't say it. So that part, I was just kind of like, okay, that doesn't make sense to me. Like you're looking at my records, but you're just counting on just one person to say what I can or cannot do. But that's how the system is. You see, it's a sign, yes, subtle luminosity. I'm wondering, because I don't want to do, because I am thinking of putting another color up there, but I don't want to do too much though. They just want to document it in your record. Yeah, and no doctor has never just put, she cannot work. But they have put my limitations. They put what it was called, The one that pops out to me right now is degenerative joint disease. Degenerative joint disease does not get better. Like, so it's just kind of like, I do want to put more color there, but then like I don't. Right now though, let's go ahead and put this in our brows while I'm trying to think of if I want to put something else on my face or my forehead. I think I do want to put some gems up there. What am I looking for? Eyeliner brush. Yeah, but that one lady, man, I'm just like, it ain't funny. Like, she got over on the system. And she's laughing at me. I'm just like, okay. Explicitly, yep, they do. They really do. Let me back up a little bit. Yeah, well, it is crazy. And so after that last time, because I had already on my own and then appealed it, went through Bender and Bender, denied, they appealed it, and then this one. So I'm like, okay, that's 3 times that I went around in this circle. I'm just like, okay. So this is that multi-chrome, that shift we all know and love and have, the green, burgundy. So we're gonna put this in the brows. Ooh. It is discouraging and frustrating to keep an eye. Thank you, Paulette. And so I am glad though that top attorney, and I'm saying top because he was one of the names that was on the building, that he did take the time to explain it to me. He's like, we're not going to appeal again, and this is why. And so, I went in for an appointment and we sat and talked, and I understand it. I really do. So it's not a situation like, okay, that don't make sense to me. It does make sense to me. What I disagree with is you're going to wait for one person to say something when you have like 15, 20 years worth of records that confirms that, yeah, she broke. You know what I mean? That's the part that I was just like, And I used to be upset that, people beat the system, but then I said, you know what, that's their life. They got to answer for that. You know what I mean? They got to answer for that. And so, and like, I'm not destitute. So, oh, y'all see, look at this liner. But at least 67, you'll get the majority. And SSDI is a little more than twice what my regular SSI would be. And I'm just like, that would have been like really nice. Yo, this shift is strong. Look at the brows. Even looking straight, you see the green and then, oh, this is nice. I'm glad I did that. Do I want to put this across my forehead? Okay, calm down. Calm down. Calm down. And I've only used this previously, Paulette, on my upper lash line. And we're going to do it again today. And I'm like, yeah, when I turn, you can see it over here. But it also might have been the colors that I had on my lid. But damn, this is nice in my brow. Yeah, so, I'm here. I'm doing okay. I'm maintaining. Pace myself, which is something I had to learn to do. Factor in downtime. Like if I'm working at the Playhouse, like I know not to schedule anything. Or like Academy, I know not to schedule to do anything for like the next 2 days, maybe 3. Because my body is just like, no, boo boo girl, sit your ass down. And if you don't, we're gonna put you down. And so that was something I learned over the last few years is factor in downtime. And that's why I don't do anything like last minute. Hey, I'm going such and such day. You want to come? Nope. I plan it. I plan everything. Like I don't do any last minute stuff. Because, okay, so if I do this last minute thing with you today, the stuff that I was going to go do tomorrow isn't going to get done. Is that something that needed to be done? Like, can I put it off or not? And so it's a lot of thought that goes into my day-to-day life. And I was telling a fellow disabled veteran, that it's a lot that we think about in order to, you know, have a good quality of life and still do things without overdoing it. And it is very much a learning lesson, you know, before it is. It's like, you want to go here, I'm here, there, whipping here, going there, doing that. And then it's like, you know what, I need to really think about it. And the migraines too. So it's just like, sheesh. My longest migraine ebbed and flowed for 6 days straight. But I will say the Botox treatments, I am getting half, if not less than half, the migraines I used to get before I started the treatment. Because that was the thing too. Like if I get a migraine, I'm down. I'm down for a couple of days. Last week, was it the weekend? That 2-day migraine. And so I just have to, you know, sit in the dark, you know, low level, the volume on the low setting on the TV. Make sure I stay hydrated. That is pretty. Do what I can to take care of myself. But I'm still thinking about the forehead. We're going to put this on. This is the Lancome Sills Booster, and then we're going to put this on, the Hella Thick. This is still looking muddy. You know what I might do? Maybe I'll put Fire Opal. My eyes are dry because I'm blinking. I hear this one clicking. Yeah, so it's a lot. And what can also be depressing sometimes is people who don't deal with medical issues, like they don't get it. And so if you be like, oh my gosh, such and such, they're like, girl, da, 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 da. And I'm like, I know you don't understand it, but that don't mean it's a joke. And God forbid, you know, something happened to you, and then you're like, oh, okay, this is what it's like. I was so upset one time. I was just going to put this one on. Y'all know what? I just realized I didn't do my NRM in lower lash line. But I do need to put this on, though, because this will dry up and get, not crusty, what's the word? Crunchy. And so, if you are fully functioning, just know that that's a gift. I don't know if y'all hear that. Oh, now I ain't doing it. It was like audibly clicking. My eyes are dry. I did use my eye drops today. People don't really care about disease and ailments until this eye is until they get it, and then it becomes activist and advocate. Y'all. Yeah, ticking sound. You hear it? That's this eye, because this eye is dry. I did use my eye drops today. I'm like, what the hell? And so it can be, and that's why my circle is so small. Because if you're, I'm not saying, you know, be my best advocate, but if you're just going to be making jokes most of the time when I see you, or you're going to be gaslighting me, you're toxic to me and you don't need to be in my life. Oh, this one lady, it was one of the doctors I had. Stop it. I know, it sounds so fake. And it doesn't hurt. It's just like, why? It's just weird because it sounds weird. Like, why is my eye clicking? It sounded like one of those little stopwatches where you click, click, click. What the hell? This one doctor I had, she was a nurse practitioner, but she was also my primary care physician. And she would tell me, you're too young for this. I'm like, have you looked at my medical files? And so she would intentionally like delay my medication refills and stuff like that. Y'all, she was a complete bitch. I'm gonna just say it. And, oh, you're too young. You read my files, right? Right? And one day I said to her, I said, I don't wish bad on anybody, but I do wish for you that you would have 48 hours of not being fully functional and having pain in your muscles and your joints and a debilitating migraine. I wish that for you for 2 days, just so you can understand. And she was like, And I don't wish bad on people. And I wish that for her. I really did. I don't know if it ever happened. And thankfully, I ended up getting switched to a different care provider. I don't know if she left or what. But yeah, I really wished that for her. 48 hours. And actually, 24 hours would have been enough. But no, I want you to really feel it. 48 hours of being not fully functional and with a migraine, joint pain, muscle pain. And she was just staring at me like, oh shit. And it's unfortunate that there are some doctors out there that are not good doctors. Very unfortunate. In a room, lower lash line. What I want to do? What I want to do? Yeah, y'all. My life has been kind of cray. It sounds like, right? Like, girl, what the hell? I'm gonna do inner rooms, but not lower lash line because it's hard to get beneath the lashes. I'm gonna put this on my inner rim at the bottom. This is silver from NYX. So when I do, hello Riaz, how are you? This is not showing up. And usually it don't. It shows up on my lower lash line, but not waterline. You know what? It is a little bit. It shows up when it gets caught like in my lashes. Because you can see it here, but not really over here. I am doing okay. How are you doing? Yeah, so it's and so when I do, meet like a fellow disabled vet, we know that we can relate to each other. Cause it's like, shaw. Whew. And then of course, we encourage each other, support each other, check in on each other. How are you doing today? That type of thing. And it's really a wonderful thing because and like you were saying, I think it was Paulette that said, unless it's you, no Tanya. Yeah. Someone I know, like she had a family member that had started going through stuff. And she was like, now I understand the stuff you used to say. I'm like, oh, now you do. But then I wasn't. At first I was upset. But then I said, you know what? I'm glad you now understand. I said, we're going to take fire opal and chocolate opal. I said, not that I'm glad this is happening to your family member, but I'm glad that it's giving you an understanding. Anyway, because she was like, now I understand. We're going to do chocolate opal first because this to me still just looks muddy. And when I put a lighter color there, this will just make it shiny a little bit, I'm hoping. It still just kind of eats it. I'm just trying to lighten it up a little bit. Which will not lighten it, but give it some life. Because this will just make it shiny. And this does make me toasty. And we're going to use the same brush. Are we? No. Because we like to have a whole lot of brushes to use. This is to wash. This is the one we use for setting powder. But it takes nothing to just be compassionate. Whether you understand. Everybody ain't got that gene, Tanya. And that's what makes it depressing. Because it's like, well, damn, if... Like, sometimes I'll be somewhere, or excuse me, if I'm with somebody and like my hip will pop like audibly, and I'll be like, damn, what was that? I'll be like, oh, that was my right hip. They be like, damn. But even with that, they be like, girl, blah blah blah, ha ha. I'm like, that shit ain't funny. But it does take for some people to be a witness to it, which is unfortunate because, like you said, be compassionate or at least have empathy. Like, I don't understand, how you feel, but I do acknowledge that that's your reality, and I do hope you feel better. Even something simple as that. Does this look like a sunset? I don't know. I think from the side it does, because I do see the gradient of color. But like this is like, girl, why you got mud under your nose? And thinking of that, I think we're going to put this for our lip. Yeah, let's just do that for a lip. Emotional intelligence is not inherent. No, it's really not. Yes, we use chocolate opal first. And then I'm going to put this on my forehead too. This is fire opal, and it's described as, hi, my name is Dion. I'm a label hoe. This is described as yellow orange. That's what it's described as. This is so pretty. Sorry for that glare. Put some of this on the forehead too. Yeah, and it is just really unfortunate that some people are just so into their own little world that nothing else exists. Ooh, look at that ball of light. And unfortunately, it is something I've gotten used to, which is unfortunate because we want to think everybody has good in them. Even if they don't understand, they still care. That ain't the case. Hello, Sabine Ocean. How are you? Has everyone done their taxes? Nope. I'm going to tell y'all a secret. That reddish glow. VA disability is non-taxable income. And I love that for all disabled veterans. So no, I do not pay taxes. And even if I did, like what I make, well, yeah. VA disability is non-taxable. And that's a blessing. So what you get is what you get. And it helps. I know I said earlier, my rent is now $1,440 a month. Thank you, Sabine. I appreciate that. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, because I feel like I am. But thank you. You did yours 2 nights ago. Still hurting. This one therapy client I had a few years ago. Yo, he told me he owed, like the previous year, he said he owed like $40,000. And I'm like, wait, what? What? So he took it out of his retirement plan or whatever. I said, do you have, like, is your tax person, do you pay a retainer for them? Which means anytime you can contact them and ask questions. Right, Tanya? Yeah, I'm going to say it for you, Paulette. What the fuck? And I'm looking at him like, what? I said, do you have your tax advisor, do you have them on a retainer? They said, yeah. I said, so that means, so we just detoured from the counseling what he was there for. Because I was just like, what the fuck? I said, if you pay a retainer for them, that means they're accessible to you all year round. What you should be doing is you should be contacting them every 3 months, 4 at the most, just to have them review your records to see if they need to recalibrate, you know, what you're putting into savings for it. Because people who are independent contractors, they pay their own taxes. But then the ones I know, they know to, you know, go to their tax advisor throughout the year. Okay, let's look at the numbers. Do I need to do this, and that? I said, there is no fucking way you should owe $40,000 fucking dollars. And then I was like, well, and do you itemize like your business purchases and stuff? I was just like, how, what? And he's like, yeah, I should start. I said, no, no, listen, you need to contact the person that you pay annually for on a retainer. You need to start talking to them, touching base with them every 3 months. Because there is no way in hell you should be owing $40,000. Because he never checked. And the advisors are not going to contact you, because if you don't contact them, they still, you know, take your payment, your money or whatever, and they don't do anything for you until tax time. Because he would only talk to the person, go see them tax time. I'm like, no, you need to be over there every 3 months. I'm like, I was just like, how you, you paying this person all year round and you only go see them tax time. So you just like wasting your money, huh? Meanwhile, do you want to schedule your next appointment? Because they pay in advance. I'm like, you want to throw some money to schedule some more appointments for you? I'm like, there is no way. The hell? I was like, that is crazy. You pay this person to have access to them, and you only contact them tax season. Nah, you need to be over there every 3 months for them to look at your numbers and see if you need to save more or, you know, what else you can deduct or whatever. I'm like, that is fucking insane, dude. That's terrible. I'm sorry you go. You know what? Thank you, Charlene. And you know what's crazy about it? And one of my sister soldiers, I call her, is like we just get used to it. And it's just a part of our life. Right? This is Bear Crust from Spellcast Beauty, which is a sister side of Notoriously Morbid. It's like, and I tell her sometimes, I'm like, it's just amazing, like what we get used to and how we still do what we need to be done, but then with pacing and, you know, listening to our bodies and, you know, take breaks when we need to, all this and that. So it is a lot that goes into it, but it's just amazing to me. Like, I believe our bodies are miracles because dealing with so much stuff and we still just keep going as much as we can go. You know what I mean? It's just like, damn. But yeah, and so unfortunately, you know, we just get used to it. And it's like, you know, this is just a part of my life. But thank you, though. I do appreciate that. And then people wonder why sometimes I do snap. Because y'all motherfuckers don't give a shit and y'all want to think it's funny. Not y'all, but like whoever I'm talking to. You want to wonder why I'm snapping today? I'm sick of hearing this shit from people like you. And then I'm like, I need to go home. Because I don't want to be that old bitter person. That's like always cursing people out. I'll just go around the people that accept me and love me for me. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to leave y'all jokers alone. That's what I be thinking. And I make mental notes. They contact me, you know, months later. Hey, we're having such and such. You want to come? No. We'll keep that toxic shit over there. But anyway, but yeah, it's just amazing to me. And I think, okay, not to downplay men. Yeah, and so being in pain every day, that affects your mental health anyway, because it's like, and I tell people, and I didn't accept my disability in the beginning because I'm like, it ain't no way I'm going to accept being not fully functional when I'm 30 years old. So it took me in my 40s to accept it. And it was a therapist I had at that time who helped me accept that I was disabled without feeling like shit about it because I was so young. But thank you, Paulette. Thank you for the rose too. And so I do still think this looks a little muddy. I'm gonna put some gems there. That's what I'm gonna do, because that'll, from the side, I definitely see sunset. And I should have just made, well, the gray was here and then that dark brown was here. And so I think it's just too wide of an area, but I can see the gradient from here. And looking forward, like I do see the gradient like through here because I did put some stuff on my nose, but this is just muddy. Yeah, so we're gonna put, and not a lot, so whatever is in here, and not even all of these. So in here we have, and some of these we have used before, did we? If I was good at drawing the sun, I would put a sun on. So most of these have been used before, that's why they're in no kind of order. And these are self-adhesives. I'm thinking to put the stars up here, and the stars are iridescent. And some of those I've used before because they're just looking kind of cockeyed. And actually, the ones on here are from in here. So let's just randomly, I don't know, randomly stick some on my face. So it's oh, women's bodies. Man, I don't have kids, but I'm like, you gotta be all sorts of awesome if you're gonna push a human life out of your vagina. I'm just like, what the hell? What? Women's bodies are amazing. Men may be physically stronger, but can you push a life out of your And then you give birth, and then the afterbirth, And then like 3 hours later, you walking up and down the hallway. Like, what the fuck? Like, and I don't have kids, so I don't know what it feels like. But I'm just like, that sounds like some miraculous shit to me. Like, like, what? Have any of you seen twice as Tanya? Yeah. Have any of y'all seen like the period cramp stimulator that they put on men? Y'all, they be dropping to the floor, be balled up, and I'm like, yeah, we go through that like yeah on a regular basis. My second husband. My second. He was like, why do you get so cranky when you be on your period? I said, how would you feel if your inside lining shed itself and oozed out of your body for 3 to 7 days straight? How would you feel? And he just went and walked away. He ain't never asked me that again. How would you feel? Because that's what the cramping is, because your lining is coming apart from your insides. How would you feel if he just like walked away? Dude, like our body's ripping itself apart. What do you mean, why? The shit is uncomfortable. But have y'all seen those stimulators? Yeah, it's almost like a stomach belt. That don't look right. And they strap it on. They strap it on, and then it emits something that'll cause you to cramp. And they be like, oh, yeah, they be on the floor. You might see them on like for shorts here on YouTube or on Instagram. Some of them be on the floor, like, oh my god, like, ugh, like they be having a fit. Like, yeah, now you know. Don't be asking me no silly questions. Yeah, you might can lift a truck tire, but is your insides attaching itself and oozing out? Like, sorry, Justin, if you're still here. Like, what is this? Yeah, never ask a woman that, because yeah, he ain't never asked me nothing like that again. I'm trying to put this back in here, which I really don't. I can just put this in there. Hospitals used to keep you for 3 days. Right! I'm like, what the hell? Like, wait a minute. 3 days and you got to go. I just pushed a life out of my vagina. Like, what do you mean I gotta go? Huh? What? That is not even in the center. Yeah, women's bodies, y'all, are miraculous, I think. We can go through some stuff. And I'm not saying men can't, because they do. But that's a whole new thing in my mind. Pushing out of life. Damn. And like I said, I don't have kids, but I'm still like damn, like that's and to do it multiple times, superhuman. Yes, says Locke. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And y'all know Michelle is Michelle A. Davison, and she's pregnant again. So yeah, and it's just like what I'm told. Y'all let me know, those of you who have kids. I am told that once the baby is born, like you completely forget about all the pain. That's what I'm told. Y'all let me know if that's true. I'm told the joy of seeing the baby, and when they put the baby on your chest, like that just erases all the struggle. I put these in the design as you see, and I'm thinking I should have did that with this, but I still could. So we got this one. They're in different places. I'm not going to scrape it against my skin. Yo, that was such a dumb ass thing that I did. And I'm like, oh, it's scratching my skin. And then I put acid on it later. Girl, what the hell was you thinking? I wasn't. That was so stupid. Thank you, Paulette. Yeah, I'm trying to get these the same now. So we have these two here, these two here. This one down here. Ow. These two here. Move this one down just a little bit. That's more towards here. They're not in the same place, but they're closer than they were. Yeah, the C-section says Charlene. My mom says they should have did it. She was like mad at me, and I'm like, I wasn't the doctor. She was like, they should have did a C-section for you because you tore me. I'm like, I didn't know. That was your doctor's call, not mine. Yeah, but she would be pissed. And every time she would tell that story, she would be like, she would look right at me. Yeah, they should have did a C-section because you were big. You tore me. I'm like, it wasn't on purpose. Like, why are you mad at me? You mad at your doctor. But yeah, she didn't like that. Like, that wasn't my choice. Like, that was your doctor. I was born 10 pounds, 10.5 ounces. So imagine pushing that out. They were like, yeah, you were like a little bowling ball. Pushing a bowling ball out it? Shit. Nope, no thank you. 10 pounds, 10.5 ounces. I don't remember how long I was. I don't know how long I was, but yeah, 10 pounds, 10.5 ounces. And I used to bowl. A 10 ball was a little too light, and so it would just kind of go anywhere. And so even though like a 12 was a little bit too heavy, I had more control with it. What I needed was an 11-pound ball. And so I do know what 10 pounds feels like. And so I'm just like, damn, like you push that out. And I was the youngest of the two. Like she ain't had no more. I'm like, don't be mad at me. That was your doctor that didn't decide to do that. You were in so much pain, it felt like intestines were falling apart. Y'all, our bodies are miraculous because I'm just like, you are pushing out. First of all, to even carry something that develops into like a human being. Oh my gosh. And then when it's time and you pushing it out. And I'm just thinking like the size of the and I do say the length of it average is 3 to 4 inches long. And so that's why they say like, well, once the head comes out, the rest is, pretty easy, like depending on who you ask. But what the fuck? I was gonna do stars on my forehead, wasn't I? Should I put one like right here? I think I'm about to do, and I have hearts too. These are stars and hearts. I meant to put the stars on the forehead because they are that iridescent. And I remember showing it to you, and then I forgot. I cannot imagine. I like this. Gotta get those shoulders out. Yeah. Man. I cannot imagine. I'm just like, what the hell? I have the baby after birth, and then a couple hours later, they walking them down the hallway. Excuse me? I need some more time in the bed. Like, what the fuck? That would be too much. Because y'all know my nose is shiny anyway. Let's just see what it looks like. I'm just having fun hanging out with y'all, telling y'all all my life woes. I don't hate it. It does look weird. I like girl. We're going to leave it. I do think this looks better just having a few jewels down here to break up the muddiness. You know what? I do think this looks like a sunset. This liner, y'all. Whew, make it forever. I forgot how much it costs, but I do get a nice discount, a pro discount from them. But this is really nice. You like this? Kind of cute. Thank you, Paulette. Because I would have never thought to put anything that catches light on my nose. Because I do feel like I have a wide nose. And I accept it. I like my nose. But it's like, don't accentuate it. All right, I'm okay. I got 2 more big ones. All right, then we're going to be done. Yeah, so this is the last big one on here. Not quite in the same place. Okay, almost in the same place. And then I kind of want to put one here. Let's do it. All right, then we'll be done for real. For real, I think. This is a smaller one. Oh, that's cute. Move it down a little bit. Okay. And then we're really going to be done, I think. So thank you y'all for being here, listening to all that stuff. Not quite in the same place. Ah, we want to leave it. Bruce, really? Excuse me, y'all. He is so rude. All right. So I'm just putting these back in here. So y'all, this is our sunset. And I imagine most people, well, at least half, because I remember saying before, at least half the people who do the collab, they just do like an eye look. And sometimes it's like extremely graphic. They got design, but it's still just like right here. And then it seems to be, yeah, like the other half of us, we do, you know, full face something or other. And I really enjoy it. And so I never really just, like, if you're going to give me a collab and we have a prompt, I don't want to just do just the basic. I don't want to just do just an eye look. But then you do what you're comfortable doing. And the looks are always really pretty that they do. Y'all know I just like to do a lot of stuff. And so the collabs give me motivation. Thank you, Janet. Motivation and encouragement to, yeah, just do something different. So I'm digging it. I'm feeling like we need a gym right here. Y'all like, girl, how many times you want to be done? I don't know. And these are tiny because we only have one that's this whatever size, this size. So these are going to be small. You're like, girl, just be done. Put star, but then that'll be the only 2 stars. And I did mean to do that on my forehead. But, you know, I'm kind of glad that I didn't because, like, there is a method to the madness, especially now that we're somewhat symmetrical. Okay, so we have this shape, and we got here, 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 and here. So I do like it better. Thank you, Charlene. All right, now we are really done because I was just looking like that whole space, which is ironic because the other day I'm like, I'm surprised I'm okay with like all of this being blank. So yeah, I think because thank you for the hearts. I think because we spaced them out so much, I think it does add to it, and I do really think it takes away the muddiness down here. So I am seeing a sunset. So Janessa, thank you again for this. But yeah, y'all ordered off. And I think I'm gonna have to break down and get like a smaller one of these to put the lippies in. This holds 24. And they do have one, I think, that holds 9. And y'all know I keep saying I refuse to buy more storage, but I ordered 4 lippies. And we got these 2 over here, not even in there. But this doesn't fit in it. Does that? Yeah, that does fit in there. Yeah, so these 2 are over here. So I am thinking to do that, even though I know I kept saying before I'm not going to buy more storage. And I keep going through my lippies, and I like all the colors. And so I'm not going to get rid of any of those. Yeah, thank you, Janet. I am really, yeah, I'm seeing the sunset now. This did break it up really nicely, putting gems down there. So thank you, y'all, for being here. I appreciate that. And thank you for the chat, even though it was like me just talking all kinds of craziness. And I do really appreciate all of you because I know, you know, we're different people. We come from different backgrounds, different ethnicities, different, you know, spiritual beliefs, but yet we're all family. You know what I mean? And that means a lot to me. And even just feeling Because I'll tell you this, even though I talk a lot sometimes, if I'm not comfortable, I'm not going to be telling my business. So me telling y'all so much stuff about me, that means like I'm really comfortable with y'all. And I do feel like we're family. Crazy Troll Nation in the house. And so I do really appreciate y'all. And how we just respect and accept each other. You know what I mean? We all get along. Like there's no in-house fighting and bickering and all of that stuff. Oh, this is fun, Sister Nessa. I've been listening, but I got back to check the look. I scripted out 2 Thunderdomes for Odin's Eye and 1 for Gormichael's. Awesome. Ooh, yeah. So this is it. We're going to go. This line is awesome. So we're going to go. Thank you, y'all, so much. Whatever the day is, I did schedule out the lives for the rest of the month, Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. I just need to go in and do the description box and then do the tags. But I did the thumbnails, the titles, the default description stuff is in there, but I need to edit that to make it relevant to what that video is going to be. And I did schedule Tanya's, and I think Tanya, I think yours is on Monday. So thank you for reposting that. Yeah, but everything is scheduled. So make sure y'all have your notifications on, and maybe YouTube will notify you. And for new people, if you're hearing me talk about requests, members get to make a request. This is kind of throwing me off now that I'm looking at it because it's like right in the middle of my nostrils. Should have probably put it there. But membership, one of the perks is that members get to make a request. And it's $2.99 a month. You can cancel at any time. But if the other perks along with that one do appeal to you, then go ahead and join. We would love to have you. We do go a little bit deeper in our member exclusive content than we do here, believe it or not, because today I told y'all a whole bunch of stuff about a whole lot of things. But yeah, so we would love to have you. And so we're going to go, y'all. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you again, Janessa. Yeah. So, as always, self-acceptance, self-love, that is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon.